Hey, you guys, welcome. I am so excited. This is our second Wednesday for Wellness Wednesday. This is a place where we have decided to come together to talk about all of the great, amazing things that are centered around self-belief, self-love, self-talk, the law of attraction, mindset. And last week was our first week. And I will tell you, it was such a powerful Zoom. We just got on a Zoom and we sat and talked about all the things that we envisioned for ourselves over the next year of our lives. And really the law of attraction and self-belief all starts with what you believe yourself is possible, what you believe you're deserving of, what you're projecting out there. So that's what this space is all about. We talked about last week digging into the secret, right? So I'm going to show you what that looks like if you didn't get a copy yet. And you don't have to go and run and get this book to be a part of this. This is for everybody. I don't think there is a sister on the planet that doesn't need a space where we can come together and we can be an encouragement of one another, in support of one another, hold each other's visions for one another, for whatever it is that you're looking for in your life that is success to you. So, success isn't just personal, professional. There's so many things in different avenues of success for us. So the secret is really kind of, and I'll digress for a second. It was an amazing leadership weekend that really got my mind even more in tune with this space. And it was kind of just conversations Kendra and I had going back and forth. Find that sister that encourages you, that holds you up to the level that you're capable of, and doesn't allow you to live in a space other than that. That's Kendra for me, and I think vice versa. So, we talked about all of the things that came about at this incredible leadership retreat that I had the opportunity to go to in Chicago. And it just stemmed this idea of having this space to come together for all of us, no matter where you are in your life or what you're doing in your life. This is just a common, you want to call it a book club, you just want to call it a rally, a weekly rally of women who are having the same goals and wants and dreams in their life, and they just need a space to feel supported, and just kind of tips that we talk about that we're using, that we're doing, that is helping us. But I will tell you, that weekend, I'm still mind blown over that weekend, because I shared with you guys, and I'll share with those that weren't on the last Zoom on last Wednesday. We had to write down on a piece of paper what we felt that we deserved. And I wrote down something that really, really is deep inside of me that I wanted to put out there. And I will tell you, 1 week after this amazing Rise conference, that came to fruition for me. I received a message out of the blue, and it was fulfilling that thing that I had claimed that I wanted, that I needed, that I knew would fill my soul in some way, that would fill me professionally in some way. And there it was. And it was just like, talk about calling in what you want in your life. And we can do that to the negative, or we can do that to the positive. And so we kicked off last week's Zoom with really taking 60 seconds of your day and not only writing down what those things are that you want in your life, but sharing it with someone else. So there wasn't a lot of people last week on our Zoom, and I don't think we'll have a time to go around with everybody. But if you want to, we would love for you to do this. And I would love to kick this Zoom off this way, is spend 60 seconds describing what your successes, your accomplishment, and your goals are that you have attained and reached over the next year. And I want you to talk as if they've happened. And I want you to describe how it feels because they did happen, and what is in your heart in that space and how it feels. So I would just love to hear, because we did this last week. It was so powerful. It was so powerful to hear women stand in their truth of who they know they're capable of being, without the outside noise, without the outside influence, without the outside bullshit we get from other people, their truths that aren't our truths, their opinions that aren't our opinions, and really just be in a space where we're all supportive of that. We're all sitting here cheering you on and saying, heck yes, we can't wait to see that happen for you. So I would love to kick our Zoom off this week with just having 2 people step up and talk about what the next year of your life is going to bring about for you. What are you claiming? What do you want to put out there that you need to happen in your life, financially, professionally, personally, as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, whatever that may be? I would love for somebody to unmute themselves, and maybe we can take two people, and then we want to kind of dig in a little bit to the secret. We want to talk about the law of attraction. Kendra listened to an amazing podcast today, and I know she's so anxious to share all of that with you guys today too. So let's just hear from two people, and whoever is willing to step up and literally verbalize and put it out in the atmosphere. What is the next year going to look like for you? What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to make happen? Because I'm telling you, saying it is part of it. It's going to become it once you get it out there. So I would love to.
This is Jerry.
Okay, awesome.
Jerry Enos from Las Vegas. I'm going to go ahead and, if I can get, let me see, how do we start video? Okay. Yeah, I'm from Las Vegas. I just wanted to pipe in here. This is the first thing for me. I guess it's okay for me to go ahead and speak. I know this is kind of a sister's, but I think it's also a man's space as well. I really enjoy being able to be a part of this space. I'm actually Lisa K. Fuller is actually my upline or my sponsor, however you want to call it. And I actually come into this space, or come into the belt, through a situation that I was on the videos, and that I was watching videos, and there was a lady, her name is Shanann Watts. And I know it was a horrific thing that happened to her, but she was kind of the one that brought me around to this situation, or to be able to have a part of this. I was wondering, how do I get my face on here? There's got to be a way.
We can see you. We can totally see you. Can you share with us over the next 60 seconds of what you're so excited about that's going to come to fruition over the next 12 months for you, and what does that feel like when you've reached those goals?
You know what? I am feeling it right now. Just being in this space. Over the next year, I feel lack a lot of confidence, and I feel confidence coming into me in the way that I am going to be able to obtain more confidence over the next year, be able to be in a position to be able to help a lot of people to get out of the rat race or the poverty-stricken area of life, and be able to help people to be able to claim their future, claim their vision, whatever that is. I'm really excited to be a part of this, and the things that I've learned and I have been able to grow, being part of the challenges on this group. There are just so many. I'm a slow starter, but I am starting. It just seems like things are coming about.
Awesome.
Anyway, I feel like I'm going to be 200K by the end of next year, by January of 21. That's what I feel.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Leela, I see you're unmuted. Would you like to share with us?
Yes, I would. Oh my God, I've only been with the company 5 weeks, but I'm so freaking buzzing about this company. It's insane. So I hit 4K in my first month. So yeah, I'm just absolutely buzzing about the products, the company, the sisterhood, just everything. I can't even, 60 seconds is not enough, but I'll do my best. So I'm going to be 200K by the end of December. That's my goal. I want 200K. I want to be on the property ladder by the time I'm 40, and I'm 38 in January, so I've got a couple of years. I want to have my car paid for, my brand new car that I've just got, so I want that to be paid for. Yeah, just some holidays, and I want to quit my job. next year. So yeah, that's my goals. Quit my job, car paid for, holidays, help my team get to where I am and like hit their goals. Yeah, and just be freaking fabulous.
Oh my gosh, I love your energy, Leila. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I love
this team. Thank you so much. This group's amazing. Honestly, thank you.
You're welcome. You know, here's the deal, guys. You are who you surround yourself with. And can you guys feel her freaking energy? That's what sparks my excitement. And so I just want to say over a platform, this is company specific. Anybody can get on this. So maybe if you guys have some gal pals or guy pals for that matter, that could use some inspiration, mindset work, just some love in their life, this is open to every single person. So we have one more person that wants to go. Megan, will you please share with us? And then Heather, we'll kick it back to you.
Yes. So my goal is, even just over the next 90 days, is I will feel so relieved and so accomplished when I change my family's financial future over the next year.
And you will. Megan,
Yes,
you will.
I love that. I love this part that we like, and you're right, her excitement, I'm like all over here so excited because she literally fired me up. And that's what it is, right? Like Kendra said, you are who you surround yourself are. And I'm telling you, energies are contagious. So if you are around people that are draining you, no matter what success path you want to be on in your life, you have to redirect your sails. You have to realign yourself with the people that do exactly what Leila just did when she talked. Like, you want to be around the Leilas of the world, because those are the people that you are going to become better with, and you are going to feel just your best self and your authentic self. So I want to kind of dig a little bit into The Secret. So I know I showed you guys this book. This is a copy of it again. Couple ways that you can get this. If you want to get a physical copy, I got this for $12 on Amazon. They also made it into a movie on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, it's such an easy way to actually get the whole gist of The Secret. And The Secret is actually one of 3 parts. It's The Secret, The Power, and The Magic. There's actually 3 books in her series. And you can also get it on Audible. So if you have never heard of The Secret, have ever been exposed to The Secret, I'm just going to share like one paragraph of this book that kind of slapped me in the face. I've known about The Secret for a long time. I live my life in the space of the law of attraction. I have faith. I believe that what we put out comes back to us, good, bad, and indifferent. And that's the whole basis of The Secret, right? Is when we literally stand like we just did in that authentic space and say, this is what it's going to feel like for me when I achieve this. This is what is going to happen when I get to this place. I can see my kids, you know, running their little toes along the water on my amazing beach vacation that I know I'm going to take my family on. Whatever it is, like, I literally get deep in my visualization of that. And a dream board is another great way to have a visual for those things that you're wanting to have brought forth in your life. Because here's the thing. It isn't just for a few selected people, right? Why is success, health, having confidence, being in that great space where you feel like you are achieving, you're doing great things in life, that is just not meant for a select few. It's meant for everybody. But what the select few know that most don't know, and that's where The Secret comes in, is that the secret is in manifesting your life, in literally calling forth the things that you want to have happen in your life. And I know for me personally, and I know there's probably every single one of you on here can attest to this, when it's bad, it's like, can it get any worse? And you think about when you are not in a great space in your mind, you're calling in all that stuff. Like, life isn't fair. Why is this always happening to me? I can never catch a break. And it just kind of seems to snowball over and over again, because that's what we're calling out. So I just wanted to read this. This is literally like one of the first chapters in The Secret. And it says, like, everything that surrounds you right now in your life, including the things you're complaining about, you've attracted. It's kind of like a slap in the face, right? Like, you think, well, I didn't intend for that to happen, or I don't know if I agree with that all, but it's kind of a little bit in your face, like it says in here, but you did attract it. This is one of the hardest concepts to get about life, but once you accept it, it's life transforming, right? Because nothing can come into your experience unless you've summoned it through persistent thoughts. And I know I have been so guilty of those moments where you want something so badly, but you are so fixated on the negative aspect of that, of why you might fail, of why it's not going to happen for you, why you can't accomplish why is this always tougher for you? Why does everybody else seem to have it so easy? How come this flows for other people? It's because how people think, because it has to flow. And once you get out of that mindset and you start shifting it, everything else starts to shift in your life. This isn't just a one part of your life shift, right? When you shift your thinking to the positive, it affects all avenues of your life, your business, your personal relationships, the way you parent your children, the way that you're a friend, the way that you love people. I mean, I just love the whole concept. And I saw that, Shauna had said, yes, she was on our Zoom last week. And I just loved that she shared, what she is anticipating in her life over the last year. It's amazing. I love what she said, like, I literally watched The Secret twice last week. Like, Netflix is awesome because it's on there and you literally can just watch it because we're all busy. So figure out which way will sink in for you. I've done it all. I've read it. I've watched it. I've listened to it. And I'm going to turn it over to Kendra in 1 second because I want her to talk about this amazing law of attraction podcast that she was listening to today that she shared with me. But how do we shift, right? So we're talking about this like, okay, Heather, that sounds really fantastic, but I've been a negative thinker for a long time, or I really have a hard time getting myself out of that space when I get into it. How do I get myself away from that type of thinking? So I'm not, here's what I feel is you're blocking your blessings, right? You're blocking your blessings when you are putting the negative out there, when you're listening and pulling in the negative, right? So definitely gratitude, like Kendra said. What do I do personally, to help myself? Because, it isn't like you're never going to have a negative thought again in your life or that it's always going to be hunky-dory. So how do we get to that position where we know with 100% truth that no matter what's going to come our way, that we're going to be able to get through it. We're going to deal with it. We're going to figure out the lesson in it and we're going to be better for it. And we are going to move forward in all the things that we want. First of all, gratitude is huge. If you don't have a 5-minute journal, you don't even have to go get a fancy 5-minute journal. Literally get up in the morning and write 5 things you're grateful for. Then write some I am affirmations. I am a successful entrepreneur. I am a loving mom. I am a happy wife. I am fit. I am healthy. Whatever the things are that you want to affirm for yourself, just simply saying those things and writing them down every day. There's so much power to that. And also a little thing that they talk about in The Secret was this. It was just called the secret shifters. Like, what is a secret shifter? And it literally is just make a list of things that bring you back to a happy place. The birth of your child, your wedding day, your favorite song, your favorite movie, your favorite line of a movie, like whatever it is, that moment in your life where you can go to where those moments you think, oh my gosh, that was like the best. And it just puts the biggest smile on your face. Have that somewhere. Have like it in your notes of your phone, like a memory jogger almost, because once you start having those feelings of being down and feeling bummed and feeling defeated or just feeling really like I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders and this is a daunting task, a playlist, right? Music is huge. Have that little list of those secret shifters where you can go to, because it's a choice. You can keep living in that moment of feeling that way, or you literally can switch that feeling around and change it by doing one simple thing that brings you to a place of happiness. So that's kind of the basis of the secret in the first part of what is the secret exactly. It's the law of attraction. It's the way that you're thinking, the way that you're feeling as well. And over the next several weeks, we're going to continue these Wellness Wednesdays. We're going to dig more into this book, but I want Kendra to share a lot of her personal takeaways today on the law of attraction on the podcast. And then of course, I want us to open this up and just openly share some things that we do every day that are helping us to, be in the direction of self-belief and positive mindset and all of these things. Because like Kendra said, share it because we're all better together, especially when we find something that speaks to us that probably will speak to somebody else too. So Kendra, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So you guys, I always just go off the cuff when I don't know exactly, like I love podcasts. So if you guys have a favorite podcast or something, like I said, please share it in one of the groups where you guys seen this from. The other day, I just put in law of attraction because I'm like, I don't know what I need to hear, but I'm drawn to something. And so one of the first ones that I had listened to, actually, there was one, and I was like, not resonating with. If you start listening to something, or it could be an audiobook and you're like just not in the mood, I got out of it immediately and then hop back over, and I'll share it. Like I said, it was just law of attraction. It was an episode, how to create abundance in any area, no matter what. And basically there were so many different principles, and I love it when things are broken down into layman terms. And you guys, I think that the whole idea behind coming together as a group is because, especially us as women and men, we deal with so much stuff. We deal with a lot of heavy stuff as women. And you know, especially if you're a mom, you know, you add that whole extra layer on there. And not that maybe your spouse isn't a supportive helper, but we have things on our brains like, you know, when did the last time the kids poop? When, you know, did they eat? Did they have healthy snacks in their lunch? Like all these things that we carry, and we carry a lot, and we carry a lot on our hearts. And sometimes when we don't feel up to par, that can really, really weigh us down, right? Like we don't feel like we're a good wife or a good mom, or, you know, a good husband, or whatever that looks like for you. And so this space is coming together and really start, you know, looking at all of those things to be grateful for. Like, dude, I nailed it today on my kids' lunch. They had a fruit, they had a hidden veggie, you know, like just doing those things. I'm grateful for that, because I'm grateful, you know, that I'm able to, number one, do that for them. Number two, I was like, check, good mom today. You know, just having those little bits that we can be looking for every single day. And I know Heather's going to talk a little bit about the gratitude journal at the end, but this will start to shift your focus, because I think the biggest thing as women is we carry and burden so much. And so one thing, as we're going through this series, you know, we might be wanting results now. We want to be like, you know what, I've been positive all week. I've been, you know, telling the universe and what I want and all the things and all the feelings, and you're really honing in on that, and you're not seeing that response happen right away. And it's going to take time. And it's kind of like that apple tree. Okay, you think about the apple tree, and all of a sudden it blossoms, and then we have this awesome fruit that comes from this apple tree, right? And this farmer is not going to look at that apple tree and say, okay, now the apples are all harvested, let's cut that tree down, it's a waste. No, it takes time for us to get that fruit. That tree is wholesome and just as important as the fruit is, right? And so that's what I want you guys to understand, that this is going to be a process, okay? So even after you guys are like, oh my gosh, you know, the mindset shifted, I'm actually, you know, opening that coffee shop for that nonprofit, I'm putting action towards my goals, towards what I want my next year to look like, and it's going to take time for that fruit to blossom. And also, you are personally equipped and you are personally capable of achieving anything that you want to do if your heart and soul is really in it. We can throw out some wild fantasies, but if your heart and soul's not in it, that's probably not going to happen. But what I want us to understand is we have all the gifts and tools that we need. You know, for most of us, that doesn't mean going back to school to learn how to open a coffee shop for a nonprofit. Right? You probably have resources and tools. We just have to become more aware of maybe pulling at the people that maybe have done this before us, or, you know, becoming more in tuned with, you know, different needs in the area, or looking for maybe a school that has special needs children that need a part-time, you know, 1 or 2 hours a week. And all of a sudden now you have the ball rolling. So where you focus is where the energy flows. And what we want you guys to do is just really start focusing on that energy and focusing on, you know, those I am statements. You guys, it's not easy, but in my planner here, sorry, I wasn't even going to show this, but in my planner here, I have my I am statements. You guys, I look at these every single time I open my planner. And, you know, it definitely feels good when I put thought and care into that, saying, you know what, my kids are going to go to college totally paid for. And I am a provider for my kids' future, financial future for their college. You know, saying these things out loud and feeling it feels really, really good. And so whatever it is that you guys are going towards over the next year, I really want you just to focus that energy and just give it grace, because it's not going to happen overnight. Heather, back to you. Oh, where'd she go? Just kidding.
I'm here.
Now back to her. Are you here?
I'm here. So as Kendra was talking, oh my gosh, right? Like, I so feel all of those things. And I think men, women, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, we all have had those times. And I think it's not something that just goes away. I think every one of us has a daily struggle where we literally think, did I do that right? Like, I love how you reference that as parents, right? As moms, like, we have the weight of the world on our shoulders all the time. I literally have to check myself all the time. Am I doing this right? I'm in the thick of raising 3 children, and 2 are teenagers. I'm ready to send my oldest daughter off to college next fall. And I ask myself all the time, have I prepared her for life? Have I done everything I know how to do? And I think when we have all of this pressure, and let's be real, you guys, it's not just pressure we put on ourselves. It's like pressure from everybody else, because we are so, like, look at how amazing life is, because we literally get to connect today in this forum, in this way. Social media too. We have so many platforms where we're connecting, but in the connection comes the comparison. And comparison is the thief of joy. It will suck you dry, and it will make you feel like crap, when, you know what, you have no reason to. You have a gift. You are worthy to receive all of the amazing blessings that you want and you're capable of in your life. But there's so much around us all the time that we have to decipher and discern through, that gets really mucky and hard sometimes. I know I've been there where I'm like, am I worthy of this? Like, do I actually have something to say? You guys, I sometimes think that when I host Zooms, do I have something of value that I can add, that somebody's going to walk away with and be like, gosh, I'm so glad that Zoom happened, because I got this from it. So I don't know if you guys know who Brene Brown is, but I'm kind of like Kendra. I'm off the cuff and I go with my heart, right, of what to talk about. So a couple things. I love this speaker, but I will tell you, Brene Brown resonates with me because she talks about vulnerability, and she talks about being the doer of deeds. She talks about being the person in the arena, the person who has enough gumption, heart, and conviction to actually do the things that other people are criticizing you from the sidelines for doing. And I literally just listened to her podcast yesterday. I think I shared that with you, Kendra, or one of her YouTube TED Talks. Are you allowing those things to become your voice? So this whole law of attraction, this whole mindset, this whole self-belief, this whole space of encouragement is a place for you to get strong in your own personal conviction. Get strong in who you know you are. Like, stand up for yourself, stand in your own light and say, you know what, this is who I know I am. This is who I know I'm going to continue to be, because you are going to have critics no matter what. No matter what and who. Listen, people criticize Jesus, and he had 12 followers and he was able to make the impact he made. It isn't about the people that follow you, but it's about you standing on your own path, and the right people who are meant to be on that path will be with you, right? They just will. So I think this is like, this is such a deep topic, right? There's so much that comes from the power of, intention and the law of attraction and self-belief. And so many of us, if you were just in a room, in a box for 30 days, and you were able to block out all of the outside noise from the world, from social media, and from other people's shit that they project on you, because let's be honest, it ain't about you, it's about them. How strong would you be in who you are if you didn't have that outside noise and all you had was your self-love all month long for 30 days in a room by yourself and everything else was closed off to you? Think who you would be in that room. I wouldn't doubt myself sometimes in the things I doubt myself on. I wouldn't question, because I wouldn't have anybody to compare it to but the person that is standing in the mirror looking back at me, and that's me, right? So why do we not live our life like that, right? Because we have all of this stuff, this outside noise. And this is just, I think, a great place to kind of unbox those distractions. This is a place for us to come together and say, you know what? I compare myself to other people. I've had to pull myself out of the ditch. I have had to regain my own value. I've had to stand in my truth. I have had to do a lot of those things to readjust myself. And I hope that these times and these Zooms and these moments for us to get together is just a reliance and a remembrance for you that we're all in the same battle together. You're not alone. And this is a place for us to encourage each other to keep going on your path, keep standing in your light, keep being your beautiful self, learn to block the crap out, and fill your heart and your mind with what fills your soul. I think that's a huge part of this, right, Kendra? I know that you feel this way too. It's, if it doesn't, I ride on a Peloton. Like, I have a bunch of good stuff from all over every direction that I can think of that I do on a daily basis. And I ride on my Peloton bike, and there's an amazing instructor I ride with. Her name is Robin Arzon. And her motto is this: if it doesn't raise my vibration or it doesn't raise my bank account, it's a no. And I'm like, yes, sister, it so is a no. It's a no to listen to the outside crap that we're all trying to take in everybody else's crap and try to figure that out on the same time we're trying to figure out our own. No wonder why people are walking around like confused and depressed and just like confused. I think more than anything confused, right? So, gosh, Kendra, what else do you want to add to this? I'm just excited for this space for us. And I want to, maybe open up the last 10 minutes and share, like, what are you doing to get into that place of that self-belief, that mindset, that law of attraction, where with 1,000% absolute certainty that you are worthy of everything great in this world. Like, who wants to go? Who wants to talk? What are you doing to help yourself get to that place? Please share with us. We'd love to hear more.
I know there was a Galaxy Note that wanted to share, but I don't know your name, so I can't call you out by your name. I'm sorry, it's Galaxy J7. If you're still on. Oh, there you are. I just unmuted you, Galaxy J7.
Hello.
For you to share.
You get me. My name is Kelly. I'm underneath Heather, and I wanted to share earlier that first thing in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I listen to a bunch of inspirational stuff on YouTube. And it might sound weird, but I even listen to Will Smith and Denzel Washington because they inspire me every morning. And the reason I wanted to share earlier was because what I want to do for the next year of my life is, not many people are going to admit this, but I want to get off of food stamps. I want to hit a 4K. I want to build my team. I have one promoter now, and I want to be able to get my own home, get my own car. So that's what I see for my next year.
I love that, Kelly. Thanks for sharing that with us. And thanks for sharing your morning goodness, because everybody loves Will Smith. He's awesome. He's like the best motivational speaker. And that's the thing, like, find whatever it is that is your thing that really resonates with you, right? So thank you. I appreciate you sharing and talking about what your next year is going to look like for you. Does anybody else want to share like what they do for their personal development?
For myself personally, one thing I think is really important for me is to make sure that I have the right people surrounding me, that when I do feel like I'm slipping into a spot where my mindset's not the best, they immediately check me, not in like a negative way, but uplift me. And then I would say another thing that I do is I write down all the qualities that I absolutely love about myself every single morning, because sometimes when you get into you go into a conversation, and if you're part of, a business where you're trying to help others and maybe they don't see the vision, it's easy to feel like, what did I do wrong? What did I say wrong? So like going back to those and seeing the things that I am truly amazing at and the things that I really love about myself helps me to like refocus.
I love that. I know why we all should be writing down all of the amazing qualities that we hold within ourselves, right? Like, yes. Does anybody else want to go?
Okay, I'll go again because everyone else is scared. Sorry, I'm eating my dinner. Probably got food in my teeth. So I've been on a massive journey the last, decade really. But I listen to Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast every morning on my Apple CarPlay on the way to work. So it's blasting through the car. I just love his energy, and he's so positive, and he interviews different people. And I've added each person that he interviewed on Instagram. So I'm now following like new people every day. I don't listen to any of the bullshit. I don't listen to any of the crap. Like anything negative, I cut it. It's gone. I don't put up with crap from anyone, like, anything. I don't compare myself to anyone. I just enjoy my own journey and just live my life how I want to live it, basically, because life's too freaking short for anything else. So yeah.
Amen. Well, yeah, you can keep talking because I just love your energy, and you're so right. Like, unfollow the stuff that doesn't serve you in some way, shape, or form, right? If it doesn't serve you, like, I don't listen to the news. I refuse to get up in the morning and turn on the news.
Someone said,
it's awful.
Someone at work says, "Oh, did you hear about that?" And I'm like, "No, I don't listen to the news. I'm in my little bubble."
Yeah,
I prefer my bubble. But yeah, I used to, be a people pleaser, and so much has happened in my life in the last 10 years that I don't please people anymore. I just please myself and what serves me and everything in my, in my circle. And yeah, again, surround yourself with queens, that make you feel like a queen and lift everyone up. And just like everyone at work is like, "Are you on crack?" Like, I'm always positive. Because they're like, "What is wrong with you?" Especially with these. Oh my God. I'm like, literally, everyone's like, "What are you taking, girl?" But yeah, so anything that doesn't serve me, it gets snipped. Bye, Felicia.
I love that. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have anything they want to share?
I do.
And it could be, okay, go ahead, honey.
I am a mom of 8 children. I know everybody's sounding like, what in the world is she thinking? I get up every morning at 6:30, get my kids up, make sure that they have breakfast because half of them don't like breakfast at school. Everybody remembers breakfast at school. It's not good. So that's my first thing that I do when I get up. And, well, other than my 3 steps, because that wakes me up so I can wake them up. I'm working right now on becoming a 4K, and I want to be 200K by the end of this year. I don't want to wait for next year. There's no waiting in this love of my lifetime, this thrive, that, you just have to get out and do it and open your mouth and use it. I was at the grocery store the other day, and one of the cashiers, oh, sorry, cat. One of the cashiers was like, "What is wrong with you today, girl? You're just so happy, and you're so energetic." And so I sat there for an hour and talked to her, and she became my new customer.
That is amazing.
My thing is to wake up every day and be there for my kids and clean my house for my husband. Cat. Sorry, we have a little one here. He just got returned. Somebody cut his whiskers off. It was horrible. But I just want to say thank you to everybody here who lifts me up today, and you guys are just amazing.
Well, thank you for being here. Why don't we do one more, you guys, and then we will close out the Zoom. I know, Kendra, if you want anything you want to close us out with today. And know that these Zooms are every Wednesday. Sometimes the time changes. We were aiming for 10 a.m. Eastern, but I'm thinking afternoon, Kendra. We have a good audience today, and we have a lot of people on in this time. So maybe 2 p.m. is our time. That works well for a lot of people. So maybe we'll continue with 2 p.m. But just pay attention. We will post on Wednesdays when the Zoom is and the time for that. So does one more person want to go and share?
I can.
Okay, go ahead, honey.
Hey, so for my self-development, I started doing YouTube and listened to Eric Thomas, and then another lady jumped on here and said Will Smith, and then for some reason it stopped working for me. So I talked with my friend Katie Hoga, she's on here too. She said just try something different. So I jumped to I bought a book from the library. It just wasn't working. So then I got the audio of Rachel Hollis, and that seems to be working. I've listened to her for three mornings straight, and that's my jam for now. It might change, but she is very inspiring. It's kind of awesome.
Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Here's the thing, you guys. Self-development, self-love, self-care is an essential. It's not it should never feel like it's coming from a place of being selfish. It's about being the best you can be, because when you are in that place in your life, then you are going to project that out to everybody else. And when you're projecting that out to everybody else, and all of those people that are in that same place are going to want to be a part of what you're a part of, whatever business that is for you, whatever group that is for you, whatever it is. If you just want, some great, awesome women to go hang out and have wine with, like, when you are in that space of self-love and self-care, you are going to attract those people that are also in those same places where they see the value in that. I know for me, it took me a long time to get to that place. I'm a busy mom, and that's the thing, is I always put everybody first until I realized putting me first helped and benefited everybody who was around me that I loved, that I needed to pour into on a daily basis. So it is absolutely not selfish to take time for yourself. It is so, so essential. So I'm so excited for these, you guys. I learn so much by hosting Zooms because I get to connect and talk to other people. I get to hear other people's perspectives. I get to be part of their energy, which has been awesome today. And just to have this common ground to come together and know that you're supported, you're encouraged, and you are loved. And we're so excited for everything that's going to come about in your life for you. So Kendra, do you want to close us out today?
I sure would. I'm going to leave you guys with a challenge, and then we'll leave you with a final quote. And, one challenge that I want to, well, there's two challenges here, and it's going to come twofold. Number one, I want you guys all to commit to removing one thing from your life that doesn't serve you this week. If it's watching the news first thing in the morning and that leaves you with a heavy heart, and I can totally resonate with that. My husband and I do not watch the news anymore because it hurts my heart. Seeing all the travesty that's taking place and all of the bad, guess what? It sets your tone for the day. So I challenge you guys, find that one thing, whatever it is. Maybe it's ticking yourself off doing the dishes first thing in the morning, and you need to start doing that at night. I don't know, but know what your triggers are and commit to yourself to removing one of those things from your life. The number two is, before you go to bed, I want you guys to either write it down or physically say 3 things that you're grateful for that day. And I don't mean I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my kids. I mean specific, detailed things that happened throughout your day. Okay. And that could be small wins, like getting a fruit and vegetable in my kid's lunchbox and sneaking it in there. You guys, I am grateful for that. I'm going to keep talking about it because it's not easy. It's a mom win, right? So saying those 3 things before you go to bed and knowing that you're going to have to think about those things the next day helps you focus on the good that is all around your life versus focusing on the bad. So that is my challenge to you guys. Remove one thing that's not serving you, that doesn't make you feel good, that doesn't set your soul on fire. And number 2, add some gratitude in your life. And we're going to leave you all on this quote here. And let me find it really quick. Okay. To create the life of your dreams, the time has come for you to love you. Do all the things that make you feel good. Love you inside and out. Everything will change in your life when you change the inside of you. Allow the universe to give you everything good and you deserve by being a magnet to them all. To be a magnet for every single thing you deserve, you must be a magnet of love. And I love you guys all big. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will get to the recording up very soon.
Kendra?